New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Oh, fiddlesticks!
What, Wilbur?
We just got hit and I think my back is all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What?
Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What?
Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Hello, away we go. Welcome to season 17, episode number 3623. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the Men's Room. I'll tell you today the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, a Men's Room shot of the day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drunk. All right, here we go. Florida man gets into it with the police, claims he's Mick Jagger, then throws up in the back of a cop's car. Meanwhile, a Philadelphia pizzeria offers Valentine's special, including black coffee and a notorious porn star. Security guard at museum ruins a $740,000 painting by dotting the I. Police looking for man who stole deputy's cruiser open the dryer and find their guy. And an Indonesian man saves tired 13-foot crocodile's life. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, there's an old saying, don't fry bacon in the nude. Now, sage advice to be sure, but as we scroll through the news, we realize that the list of things not to do in the nude is woefully incomplete. So here's a few examples. Thanks to a woman in Florida, we now know not to drive a golf cart naked through an armed police standoff. A different woman in Florida, she confirms that you don't want to be naked and trapped in a sewage drain. And then a third woman in Florida, she answers the age-old question, should I get naked and sit in the backseat of a Jeep at a Jeep dealership? Turns out the answer is no. You should not do that. A few more things, bless you, Ted. A few more things that we've learned not to do nude. Let's see. Walk through the Denver International Airport with nothing but a thermos, asking strangers where they're from and how they're doing. Also, don't hold an 80-year-old woman hostage in her own home for 18 hours. Don't do that in general, but certainly do not do it naked. And yes, I'm talking to you, crazy man in Skokie, Illinois. And thanks to a man in Australia, we now know that you should not get naked and then chase random women through dog parks. Also, don't live naked in the trunk of a stranger's car for 3 days. We can go on and on and on. These are just stories in the news, but now it's your turn. Today, this is what we would like to know. Who did something naked that most people have not?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And Answer those emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimated.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Oh, fiddlesticks! What, Wilbur? We just got hit and I think my back has all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the Charles, away we go. Welcome to season 17, episode number 3623. What a large and in charge program we have for you today.
Yeah, if you say so.
Guaranteed future repeat. That is a fact. The exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Steve, I don't know how you do it. You find stories in the news that are negative.
Hard to do.
Or people are not doing nice things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring them to us every single week. They all have something in common, maybe as far as the level of stupidity involved.
In this case, not so much stupid, just you should know better.
And that's what we have to say. So it's not that bad. It's just you should know better than doing this.
You should definitely know better than the decisions that these three contenders made.
Good. All right. The exciting return of Who Sucks Less coming up. Also, as you know, Monday through Friday, we head on over exclusively to the Odyssey app. More Men's Room headed your way with the Men's Room Happy Hour. If you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. Search for the Men's Room Happy Hour. Favorite that channel. That channel only goes live at 6 o'clock Monday through Friday. If you're happen to download it now and tune in to see what's there, it's nothing. It's just dead air. One other note, the Men's Room Happy Hour is an adult-only program. Just so you know, we highly encourage you not to have youngsters in the room, in the car, anywhere near the area. If you just got to listen, put the old headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy the Men's Room Happy Hour that's coming up for you at 6 o'clock. And our question today, we're dealing with nudity and people who have done stupid things or crazy things or unusual things that most people have not done. When they're naked. We'll start with a story as we head north of the border. A BC woman had the fright of her life recently when she discovered that a naked man had been living in the trunk of her car for days. The resident of Nanaimo, Bethany Coker, she's a diesel mechanic, noticed some mud in the front seat of her car earlier this week.
All right.
She deduced that someone had broken in, spent the night in her vehicle, so she cleaned and steamed the upholstery and moved on. That was it. However, 3 days later, she noticed the windows of her car were fogged up. Then, when she was inside the car, she heard a voice say, "Hey." That's when she discovered the naked man in their trunk and quickly realized that something was wrong. At first, I thought someone was playing a prank on me. And then when I realized what was happening, I just kept my phone recording because I wasn't too sure what was going to happen. I didn't know who this guy was. I didn't know if he was dangerous. And he'd been in my trunk for 3 days and didn't say a single word. She said she'd been driving around with him, running errands, and going to work. Coker recorded some of the interaction with the man and put it on social media, where it's received, as you could probably imagine, thousands of views. She can be heard saying in one clip, asking the man if he is naked, and him replying, "Yes, it's a rite of passage."
Okay.
Coker did call the police right away. It was probably the most hysterical call I've ever been on, she said. They're like, "What do you mean he's been in your trunk for 3 days?" And I'm like, "He's been in my trunk for 3 days. Please hurry up." Officers did attend and said the man had significant health issues. Police confirmed he is now receiving the help that he needs. So
that's a little weird, man.
That is a crazy one, yes.
Yeah.
living naked in the trunk of a stranger's car for 3 days.
You think he left anything behind?
But the fact that you're driving,
we did.
You're driving around with him. You know what I mean? He's gone with you to the grocery store. He's gone to work with you. He's still in the back of that trunk. You know what I mean?
How often do people check trunks?
I mean, if you need something out of it.
I mean, that's it, right? I don't think to look in my trunk unless I got to put something in it or take something.
I got to be honest with you. I put the groceries in my back seat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I go to the grocery store, it's just easier for me to get out.
Well, with your car, though, you can see the back.
Right.
I cannot see into the back. Yes, it does have a cover on it, but I mean, it would be a lot easier than a trunk. I mean, I definitely would be able to hear something.
That's why we don't have a lot of naked people in our vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Safety first, Ted. When I'm looking at vehicles, you buy a new car, like I have to be able to see the back because naked people might sleep in my trunk.
Yep.
Unless it's a hot naked person.
Well,
I'll pay
that's
extra.
a game changer, right?
Did you come with the car?
Now we head to lovely Las Vegas, Nevada, and a company called Love Cloud. An airline charter business is offering private 45-minute flights for passengers to join the Mile High Club, with the founder claiming it, quote, helps keep people from divorcing. For $1,000, Love Cloud takes couples wanting to become members of the infamous club on board a flying aircraft about 5,000 feet in the air, so they can make their fantasies a reality. And 5,280 feet, that's basically your mile, right? The interior of the private jet is decorated with red satin sheets, sex position pillows, and a custom-made foam mattress for extra comfort, according to the company. Couples are promised complete privacy on board the flight, which takes off from Las Vegas. The pilot even wears noise-canceling headphones inside the cockpit. Once back on land, couples are presented with the Mile High Club VIP certificate cards as proof of their membership in the club. Now, how do they actually know? Maybe somebody couldn't perform.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
You know what I'm saying? Spend all that money, but
I
you
had
don't
Whiskey D.
Right. You just don't want to admit it. Love Cloud founder Andy Johnson told the New York Times that the business is good for people's relationships. You come with a smile on your face, you leave with a bigger smile on your face. Yes.
Choice words.
Come with a smile on your face, yes. I've never seen anybody frown. We help keep people from divorcing.
And I would assume if you're paying the money to do this flight, like you're performing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. One couple told the Times their only complaint was that it wasn't a long enough flight. Lena Howard
her G-spot.
Said she and her husband lost track of time, and so she never got dressed faster in my life. She said they were given the flight as a late wedding gift from a friend and enjoyed the more private experience as a member of the Mile High Club. My husband and I had joined the Mile High Club before, so to be able to do it privately was great. It was really nice and exclusive and private. Passengers can also opt for other romantic options, including a 1 or 3 course meal, or the option to get married or renew their wedding vows in the sky. Mr. Johnson said the Mile High Club package is by far the most popular with some couples dressing up as pilots and flight attendants as part of the fun. He also allows larger groups to take the private flight for an extra $200 per person.
Well, how many people can we fit on the plane?
I don't know. But if it's a private jet, you would think that you could put a handful of people on it.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Without question. $1,000 though, all things considered in Vegas. Is this Vegas expensive, considering what some people spend on shows, gambling, going out to eat?
I think it's about on par with certain entertainment.
And how much is it?
$1,000.
2 people, right?
I mean, in theory, if they're offering anything, right? Like, I judge people who treat workers badly, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're mean to a waitress or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be kind of fun to just pay $1,000 and be a D and be like, all right, she's going to play a flight attendant. We're just going to yell at her.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
She's just going to yell at her?
Yeah, we need another drink.
Right. Wonder if drinks are served. Or if that's something that you need to take care of before you go up there.
Might be BYOB. I don't know.
Well,
that'd be awesome. Just ripping beers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Last night, Trevor Noah was like, look, this is not the Mile High Club. He's like, the Mile High Club is 2 people sneaking into a bathroom on a commercial airline. One's banging their head up against the wall because there's not enough room. Right. It's uncomfortable. It sucks. It's quick, and it's ugly. He's like, that's how you join the Mile High Club.
I would agree with that.
Like if you're
this is having sex on a flight, which is cool.
Right.
But yeah, you paid for this, but to be all clandestine and sneak, into the back and hook it up, that's getting into the Mile High Club.
Sure. I think it would be harder to join the Winnebago Club.
What do you mean?
Well, look, typically the people who are driving are in the front seat of a Winnebago, right? Mm-hmm. Or an RV, right? It's their RV.
Right.
So the guy who owns it or the woman who owns it, they're driving. Maybe their partner's sitting shotgun or, in the middle of whatever. if you have the cars the RV needs to be rolling down the road. It's not when you park it at the campground.
Right.
I'm talking about you're on the road, you're on 90, but someone's in the back bedroom back there hooking it up, having sex while you're driving.
That's why you hire a chauffeur, man.
You see what I'm saying? It seems less likely because that driver, that owner, he doesn't want other people in his back bedroom.
If it has to be
the bedroom's
driving,
his.
if it has to be rolling, that would be tougher. But like a lot of the couches fold out.
But someone still needs to be driving the vehicle.
Right.
Right. So I'm saying you take out you have to be driving it. Like having sex in an RV is a lot. That's much more accomplishable than in a plane.
Yeah, exactly. Without question.
I mean, even a plane on the ground, it'd be hard to be like, let me in this jet so I can have sex in here.
Somebody wants to know if the flight offers Groupon. See, that way they'd have like 9 strangers on the flight with them.
Yeah, okay.
Or the Groupon.
So the story says our ancient ancestors did everything naked. But when we do it, it's embarrassing or wrong, or they want to charge you with a felony. But let's say we could do anything naked. What kinds of things would we still avoid? There's a new Reddit discussion right now about the question, what is the one thing you should not do naked?
All right.
And here are some of the best answers from that thread. Beekeeping. They say if you could,
agreed.
Do not do beekeeping while naked. Number 5, jumping jacks, especially if any of your particular body parts are large and could cause pain. Jumping jacks. That's something I've never tried naked.
I've never done that naked.
I haven't either.
Have you really exercised naked? I mean, everybody's exercised shirtless.
Right.
Exercise naked? I don't believe so.
Yeah, that would just seem weird.
I should have tried it at the gym one day. You know what I mean?
Hey, give it a shot. See what happens, man.
You could probably do it. I go to this place where it's 24 hours. There's never really someone there full time except for during the Monday through Friday working hours. So there's a chance that it may be like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
Try it, man.
You might be able to get a half an hour in naked.
Set an alarm and give it a shot.
Remember, they have cameras up, though. They have your key card, so when you walk in, so they would know it's you. They know when you check in at any time.
But would they know to check the cameras?
Well,
that's what I mean. Typically, you don't check.
Like there's a dude working out naked. You know what I mean?
Well, then they would check him. But I'm like,
I'm just saying, jumping jack seems very specific. Like, I don't know that I want to like bench press when I knew you were naked on it like 2 hours ago.
What about Peloton?
Yeah, but would you spot me?
No.
I mean, give me a spot.
Because you kind of.
I'll spot you. Hey, naked guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Put on some clothes. That's what I'm throwing. But that's what I'm saying. Like, almost everybody I know, and like you see athletes all the time. I mean, you're working out in as little clothing as you can, but I don't know anybody
not naked.
Not naked.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just be worried about stuff.
Riding a public bus, something you should not do naked. Going to a funeral, jury duty, or to be knighted by the Queen. Wouldn't you be excused from jury duty if you showed up naked?
I believe you would be, yes.
You'd be arrested.
That's the downside of it. You're dismissed from the jury, but you're going to jail.
Are you going to jail, or are you just going to be charged with public indecency?
Probably just charged.
I don't think you're really going to be put into a jail cell, are you?
I don't know. You could be held in contempt of court.
Ah, damn it, Ted.
Well, but at this point in time, aren't they just picking you as far as whether they think that you would be an ideal candidate?
Well, it depends. If you're on the jury and show up naked, it would be contempt of court. If it's jury selection process,
right?
You're just getting charged.
That's what I would do it.
But jury selection still has a judge there. You know what? I'm wrong. You go ahead. Somebody risk it.
Try it.
I'm almost positive you will be held in contempt of court if you're naked during jury selection.
We have a lot of investigating to do.
I'll text a lawyer.
Okay. Frying things in oil on the list of things you shouldn't do naked.
Agreed.
Stevie said don't fry bacon in the nude. Number 1, going down a metal sled on a hot summer day. That's basically what...
Miles, I only know that quote from your dad.
Yeah, never fry bacon in the nude.
Yeah.
That was the only advice really he ever gave me.
That's the one piece of advice.
And now I've learned the art of making my bacon in the oven, and I don't think I'll ever have that problem again. I can actually make bacon in the nude.
All right, when's the last time you cooked naked?
Last time I cooked naked.
I mean, outside of post-coitus, like, that's about the only time I feel like I eat or make something naked.
I don't think I'm eating naked. I think we just finished having sex. I'm going to go hook up some food. Like, I'm still putting on something.
Well, but you have kids in your house.
But even before the kids, I don't think I just roll into the kitchen naked.
I'm just saying that's the one time I could see it, right?
Sure.
It's a new thing. You're like, probably going for round 2. Let me make you a sandwich.
If round 2's coming, I'm not putting it.
From like 10:30 to 11 until 7 in the morning, I'm naked. So if I walk upstairs, walk downstairs, go get a bite to eat, whatever, I'm naked. You know,
so you're just naked in the house.
Yeah, why not? I mean, there's nobody there. It's just me. You know what I mean? Like, I've already got in the comfort zone. Probably more than likely I already crawled into bed, watched some TV, get up, go downstairs, get myself more lemonade or whatever. I'm just naked until I decide to put clothes on in the morning.
I'm only naked, like, post-gym.
For how long?
With shoes on, though.
Shoes on.
Yeah, I think it's a crazy look.
How do you get the pants on?
Yes, that is a crazy
look. Well,
look.
they're mesh shorts.
Oh, okay. And you just sit there naked with your shoes on?
I like to roam around.
All right. See, I mean, I don't mind being
it's
naked.
liberating.
Really,
like you don't get a chance to wear socks and shoes and be naked most of the time.
Liberating being outside.
It's not a choice I make.
It's liberating being outside in the sun naked.
That's a weird thing.
I mean, that's one of those things where you're just like, wow, this is crazy. If you've ever done it, you're like, this is, like, I get nudists. I wouldn't want to spend the whole day that way.
Right.
But I mean, like, for like a half an hour, if you've ever, it's one of the good things about getting into a tanning bed. I mean, you don't wear clothes in a tanning bed, right?
No,
me neither.
No shoes.
No shoes in a tanning bed. But it's one of those things where you feel so good because your whole body gets those rays. I know it's terrible for you and everything else. I don't care. No one's left a tanning bed and go like, I feel like crap.
Right. No, I haven't done it in years.
No, I haven't either. But it's still like when you leave, you're like, I get why people do this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially when it's nasty, when it's 40 degrees and raining.
Dark at 4 o'clock. You're
right.
Get a little sun. Our question: who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
So, I proposed to my lovely wife naked.
All right.
What was the situation? I mean, had you just had sex? You getting up in the morning, what?
No, it was just, we were camping, and a lot of times I'll just be naked camping because we camp up in Greenwater. And I just pulled out the ring that I had hidden behind the log there and proposed.
I think you're saying, like, you pulled it from between your butt cheeks and said, I've been hiding this.
And
no, I had it hidden.
I guess she said yes?
Yeah.
Was
4 years now.
Was she naked as well?
No.
It's too bad you couldn't. It's too bad you can't get a prop ring. You know what I mean? The one that's bigger,
right?
That you could wear, and then
just slide it off.
Get down on one knee. You know what I mean? And then take the ring off.
It's adjustable, baby.
You've got a real ring on you. You know what I mean? Somewhere she's got to find it.
Yeah, you know what? If I could do it again, maybe I'll do that for our anniversary.
There you go.
What if you pulled it out of the back? What if you pulled it out of the backside?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It had it in your ass.
Hey, hold on, I got something I got to get for you.
You meant wear it.
I meant that too. Yeah. Depending. I mean, like, I guess if she had really big, fat, thick fingers, then
right.
she get shot. But other than that, you know what I mean? Or like put a ring pop on it.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be class all the way. So
tasty.
That'll get you married. Our question: who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba.
What happened, Buford?
That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop of Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Deputies in Pinellas County in Florida had plenty on their hands Sunday morning while they tried to defuse a standoff with an armed teenager on a rooftop. Ooh. According to an arrest affidavit, a naked woman who had nothing to do with the situation made things even harder when she decided to drive a golf cart into the crime scene in Dunedin.
Come on.
Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said it set up a perimeter outside of a home after 18-year-old Miles Abbott fled deputies.
Don't trust someone named Miles.
Climbed on top of a roof of a home and pointed a gun at them. That started a standoff that would last for around 6 hours. Well, according to the affidavit, 28-year-old Jessica Elizabeth Smith of Boston, Massachusetts, drove a golf cart by several marked sheriff's office vehicles that were at the scene, ignored a deputy's command to stop or leave as she approached the house where the armed teenager was on the roof. The affidavit said her actions and inability to follow directions put multiple deputies at risk for potentially getting shot at. Deputies say they eventually managed to get her out of the golf cart and handcuffed her. Defendant had a distinct odor of an alcoholic beverage.
You don't say.
Coming from her person, and she was completely nude. Smith now faces a charge for resisting an officer without violence. I will say this. I would love to ride in a golf cart naked.
Yeah, something about that sounds
would be
awesome.
You're not on a main road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For the most part, you just kind of...
Would you go four-wheeler naked, Mike? You like the four-wheel? Yeah, you're in. All right.
Wouldn't be the safest thing. I'd have to find the
put
best
on a
place
helmet,
to go.
Just wear a helmet. But otherwise, yeah, you'd four-wheel naked.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
I feel like the only athletic thing we do naked is swim.
Swim, yeah, that's about it. By the way, and Mike, you'll appreciate this question. It came from the text. It says, is it butt naked or buck naked? And oddly enough, I want to say just Monday, Mike and I kind of went down the wormhole. Do you say butt naked or buck?
I said buck naked.
Buck, like Buck Rogers.
Right.
Beady, 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 buck naked. Ted, you buck or butt?
Buck.
You're buck naked.
Yeah.
Mike, you have a preference?
Honestly, it flips back and forth, but I like to stick with buck.
I usually go butt ass naked or buck naked. But anyway, to this guy's question, believe it or not, we did research. Both are completely acceptable.
All right.
And they give like historical references of both of these terms being used. It's your choice. So there's no right or wrong. It can be buck naked. It can be butt naked. You're safe.
I always say buck because we were at a high school party. We were drinking some kind of jungle juice or whatever. Right. My one buddy lost a bet, so he had to go streaking. And we were like, you got to be naked. He was like, Bucky ass naked?
Bucky?
Yeah. Bucky. Like, yeah, Greg. Full nude.
Bucky ass naked.
Bucky ass naked. Who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Brad. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
Let's see. About 1978, 79, I spent a summer in the hills of Montana riding horses buck naked by a river with my girlfriend. And unfortunately, with her mother and her mother's girlfriend, who were two people that proved that some people shouldn't be looked at naked. But it was a blast.
Yeah, I mean, riding on anything naked sounds kind of fun.
I bet you the horse is like, I hate when they put their sweaty ass directly on me. So, like, how far would you ride a day? This is like a daily thing?
No, it was about once a week.
Okay.
Because we didn't have a bathroom. We had an outhouse. We didn't have any running water. It was either do that or take a bath in a big old horse trough out in front of the house. And this was just as warm and more fun. And then sometimes we'd get company. We had a couple of hitchhikers. Gals hitchhiked down from Canada with the real Canadian beer, which was much stronger than the stuff we had. And we all went down there and got naked and dipped in the river and floated and rode horses.
That sounds like a great time.
Would you ride naked again?
Great. You got to make sure that you ride double when you ride bareback and that the guy rides behind.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm tracking with you, brother.
So we couldn't be like two dudes like me and you?
Right.
You sure?
That would be your choice.
All right.
I would be behind no matter what.
I mean, I know what I could hold on to.
Well, Brad, if you're going to be behind me, I'm going to turn and face you to make it really awkward.
We have to have a better relationship than we do now. That would be important.
Hey, man, guys' weekend.
Dude weekend.
Come on, man.
Even if you're not naked, now I'm just picturing
just turned around,
just turned around, and two people going by.
Guys.
And it's not right. It's not like a romantic shoot, right?
Holding each other's shoulders.
Right.
You know,
Man, you're really good at this.
Who's riding bitch now?
Backwards. Who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
You know, Miles, you said golf cart. What about scoots? We could ride our scooters naked.
Other than the idea of spilling, yes.
Yeah.
I just have more confidence that maybe I could keep the golf cart, you know what I mean?
What about a skateboard?
Hell no.
Well, I can't skateboard.
Hell
period.
no.
All right, roller skates. Would you roller skate naked?
If I could roller skate, I would.
You would roller skate naked? All right. Someone here, I like that. Well, someone here says, I've done a 5K run naked. Great fun.
Really?
All right.
Were you being chased by the police, or was this like for a charity or something? Somebody else says, imagine skydiving naked, all right? Oddly enough, a couple of texts before that, it says, I did a skydive from an Air Force helicopter while stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Only wearing shoes and the parachute, of course.
Huh. That would be a lot of wind.
I think I would give that a go. I would jump out of a plane naked. I mean, you talk about...
Well, you said the guy was behind you.
Not tandem.
All right.
He doesn't have to be naked.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Get right up on the back.
Wonder if I went back to the place that I jumped, and I wish I could remember the name. Like, I'll go tandem, but I have to be naked.
But you land tandem on your butt, correct? For the most part?
You tried to... the way he did it was... You start kicking your legs a little bit, depending how fast you're coming in. And for the most part, he brought us to a stop. He told me, actually, to lift my feet. So now picture, if we're just standing up and say I'm holding you under the shoulders, and then you put your feet out in front of you. That's basically...
So he takes the brunt with his...
He takes the brunt because I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, gotcha.
But if I'm naked, I'm definitely cupping my junk on the way down.
Who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Adrian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's up?
Hola.
So, I was deep frying pot stickers naked. What was that?
That's all right, because that's a terrible idea. Did you get any hot splatter on your Johnson?
Oh yeah, it was bad. I got burns on my chest, and I still have some scars from that.
How long ago did you do this?
About a year ago.
Dude, okay. I mean, look, man, and like Miles is the first person to say this to me, but it makes sense. They don't fry bacon in the nude. That applies to anything.
It does.
That you can. The air fryer, knock yourself out. But like if you are frying,
and that goes with everything in the oven. Also, that goes with like if you're baking something, anything like that.
Why were you naked when you were making the pot stickers?
I do not remember clearly, but I think I was like half asleep, and I was just like, screw it, and I just went at it. Also, there's another thing I've seen people do naked: snowboarding, skiing. People like in their bikinis and like.
Yeah, they always do that like the end of the year, right? Like spring season.
Yeah,
right.
It's still too cold, man.
That's at Crystal Mountain, right? They do that. Doesn't Elysian do one of those too?
Elysian does one down to Crystal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of mountains have that.
What about driving naked? Has anybody done that?
I have not personally done it, but I have seen people that have done it.
I have been naked. I've been naked in a car.
I've been naked in a car,
right? Sure,
but not actively driving
right? In the car. Yeah, no, but I knew somebody who did. That was his favorite thing to do.
Now, if I remember correctly, this dude was in D.C. and was he a coworker or something? He was,
yeah.
Cover himself in baby oil.
He would cover himself in like massage oil. He would get an 8-ball of cocaine, and then he would drive around at night.
Like, that was just his thing?
That's what he liked doing.
And, I mean,
DC was hot. He did not have air conditioning in his place. It would get hot in the summer. He'd cover himself. He'd roll down the windows. He'd cover himself in oil. And he admitted. He's like, that's what I do, man. I was like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the heat in D.C.
No, that was what he claimed.
Did he just bring this up to you?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, you want to go for a beer? By the way, I don't know if you've ever done this. I oil myself up, get naked, do cocaine, and drive the street.
He had to work for 4 days.
All right.
And so, basically, I was like, and he had to be there every day.
Sure.
It's like, Gary, what's going on? Did you get sick or whatever? He's like, no, man, I got arrested. And so he got more than the indecent exposure. It was the amount of cocaine that he had on him in the car.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So that's what kept him in jail. But he's like, man, I have this thing where I get naked when I do coke, and I go on benders a couple times a year, and I like to drive, and I like the coolness of the air at night. You know what I mean, with the oil on my body. And I was like,
we all got our thing,
Gary,
man.
Jesus Christ, man. I was like, come on.
Hey, man, some people like video games. Some people like slathering their naked body in oil, doing cocaine, and driving the streets of the nation's capital.
I think they laced it with PCP. That's what I told him. I was like, Gary, if you're getting naked and you're hot and you need to drive around with the windows down, I was like, maybe there's some PCP in your coke.
I don't think it's the drugs. I think that's him.
Okay.
Like, I have done drugs. I have done drugs that I didn't enjoy the trip, but I never thought, I'm getting naked, slathering myself in oil, and I just need some me time.
Well, and I haven't seen a lot of people really coked out who aren't sweating.
Right. And Gary had a couple side hustles, and one of them was that he was
selling coke.
He was a guy who was a, quote, Disney character. you would be surprised just how they have a lot of these characters in various areas around the country. So in other words, in Washington, D.C., there are people who do dress up as Disney characters for various
officially
presidential things or whatever the deal is.
Wasn't he goofy?
He was goofy.
Goofy, yeah.
So they used to do a White House Easter egg hunt where the Disney characters would show up every year.
Right.
That was Gary's gig. He would go and be Goofy every year.
And Goofy is coked up and naked and covered in oil driving through the streets of D.C.
That is correct, yes.
Man,
the
Goofy.
Same guy that played Goofy is pretty well Goofy. Who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Hank. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Well, speaking of PCP, my thing was one summer back in 1986, my brother-in-law came back from Germany with these, I can't remember what kind of downers they were. We were having a barbecue, drinking, ate a couple of those, smoked some PCP, and then I kind of wandered off. This is what I was told by the police report. That I got on a city bus, started taking my clothes off, and they kicked me off the bus, and next thing I know, I'm in jail, and they're explaining to me that I was sunbathing on one of those old newspaper boxes where they get the newspapers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Naked. So I don't remember any of this. I just remember hearing the judge. They read the report the next morning in my arraignment, and I felt so small. But
so what is the punishment for smoking PCP, getting naked, and sunbathing on a newspaper box?
Well, I think back then it wasn't. If it was today and I did that, I'd probably have a what they call, I'd be a sex offender on sex offender list. But back then it was like, I think it was $150 fine.
That's it.
That was it.
Oh, well, see, man, for $150, I would do that.
What year did this happen?
And it was about 86.
Huh. Okay. All right.
How many times was there? When was the good time with PCPs? I feel like PCP stories always kind of end the same, like naked somewhere.
Yeah, naked seems to be the key. How many times did you smoke PCP? Like, how many years of your life?
Well, let's put it this way. I started smoking that stuff when I was 14.
Damn.
And I didn't stop till I was like 26. And then my brother turned me on to freebase.
Trade one for the other.
Yeah, I've been clean. I'm coming up on 35 years. I got sober when I was 28.
What was the thing that turned the corner for you?
Well, I was homeless, living in my truck, and my family finally had enough of me, and, I had nowhere else to turn but to ask for help and get out of that rut. I started using when I was 12, and, so for 16 years, I progressed really quickly.
What is the high of PCP? Because anytime that we hear about PCP, right, we're just reading news stories, and to Ted's point, we just know that someone is sweaty and someone is naked. But I mean, when you're actually high on it, what's the sensation?
Well, it's like you're in a different world. I mean, you hallucinate a lot. A lot of times, because I just didn't do a little. I do a lot because I wanted to be knocked out for a long time, but 9 times out of 10, I'd end up in jail or in some kind of trouble.
What when you say was it like a dreamlike state, like nothing was real?
Well, you can be around people, and you could think that there's someone else. There were many times I thought I could see. I remember one time. This is what I was told. Planes were going over, and I was trying to jump up and catch the plane. One time I thought it was God, and I was going to heal everybody. Different trips, and then you're up all night when you come down because you can't sleep.
All right. So how long does this experience last? What is the time frame?
It could last anywhere from 2 hours to 5 hours. Like, I could get high one night, and the next day I'd come to and I'd smoke a cigarette, and it was like I got high all over again. Like something kicked back in. Because I used it so much and so regularly that, my tolerance it took a lot for me to get high. I think back then it was, I really didn't care. what I did.
Yeah, obviously.
All right.
Obviously.
All right.
How many times did you get arrested during those years?
Well, let's see. I went to prison 3 times, and every time I went to prison the first time when I was 18 because I did some stuff and forged some checks to buy PCP, and they gave me a break. They put me on what they call intensive parole. I was in Shelton for 6 months. Got out. I got violated again on a new beef for burglary and a parole violation. Then they offered me inpatient treatment. I tried that, but then I got caught smoking weed while I was there. So I got sent back to prison. And then I got out in 84. And I didn't go back to prison, but I had a lot of misdemeanors and drunk and disorderly and breach of the peace and criminal trespassing. So there were nothing that they violate me to put me back in prison. But, in and out of county jail until February of 87.
Damn.
So,
Granddad, tell me how you spent your 20s.
Well, I have another story, but it has to do with how I met my wife. But that's another day.
Were you naked?
Well, before she left, I was.
Okay. Good.
We got you.
Yeah. Good enough. Wow. Who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
I haven't really talked to a lot of people that have done PCP, much less did PCP for that amount of time. I'm just thinking of all the people I've known, and we've known people that have done all kinds of drugs, but PCP, I don't know that was ever one of them.
Just don't know anybody that could regularly do that and maintain any type of regular life.
It's kind of big in D.C., wasn't it? Wasn't it like blowing up?
Massive.
Is it still huge there?
It's not big anywhere, but if it's big anywhere, it's big in D.C.
And it's just weird because, again, D.C. and Baltimore are 40 miles apart. Mm-hmm. And PCP is just not a drug that's done in Baltimore, but D.C., that was the thing.
It's weird. Drugs too often go with cultures, right?
All right.
So, a big thing with PCP in D.C. is that, and D.C. is a very, used to be a very high percentage of black people.
Yeah.
So a lot of the drug dealers like PCP because there was no organized. It was we can keep this within our neighborhood.
I got you.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then meth wasn't a big deal in that area, and that was only if you went to certain neighborhoods that would tend to be a little more homosexual or whatever.
Right.
But now the meth's everywhere.
So you mean Adams, Morgan?
Well, that's where most people used to go. That's where most people used to go to get their cocaine.
Right.
No, you're right.
Different party drugs too. The date rape drug like GHB. In some communities, people just do that.
Right. They just do it as a drug.
Yeah.
DuPont Circle's the other place.
DuPont Circle was the big one. Yeah.
Who did something? Not that I would know. Who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Madison. Welcome to the men's room.
Walk down the stairs, go into the club. Take a ride. Go to the
Hello, Madison.
Madison.
Hola.
You waiting? We'll check on Madison in a bit. Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the men's room.
Thank you.
Hola. You're welcome.
Hola. So I went down the biggest water slide that they have at Wild Waves on opening day.
Naked?
Butt naked.
Did you mean to, or did your suit come off?
No, I asked the lady if I could, and she goes, well, once you're in the tube, I can't control what you do. So I got in the tube, took my shorts off, sent them down. She told me to fold my arms over my chest and lay down and go. I put them behind my head and acted like I was kicking back on the couch and came down. And all my friends, I had red hair at the time, so here comes Fire Crotch following.
You had red hair at the time. You don't have it anymore.
No.
Well, that's fun. Hey, look, if I had a bunch of friends standing down there waiting, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I like that you asked her, first of all, because I wasn't even, but I like that she's like, yeah, man, whatever.
Opening day.
Right, don't do it in front of me.
Once you're in the tube,
I
that's what I can do.
Exactly.
And everybody knows that.
Basically, she's saying, I've done it. Don't worry about it. I mean, that's really what you... I mean, wouldn't you, if you could?
If I worked there? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
I mean, it's just your coworker.
If I worked at any kind of amusement park, I would get on every ride naked. Especially the one that turns you all the way upside down, like that big pirate boat, just to see how far everything flops.
Oh,
the twig, the berries, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my God.
Hell yeah. Roller coasters.
Roller coaster for sure.
What would be the most visibly disturbing ride that you could be on naked?
What are the swings that carry people over top? Because everyone looking up is just seeing your naked ass.
The hang gliders.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I want to hang glide naked.
Oh, what about bumper cars?
Naked?
That'd be a lot of
No,
shaking.
that would hurt. Because, man, you're taking that impact and there's a seat.
You're going down a water slide, or you don't think the roller coaster's going to hurt?
There's no impact. There's no
but
boom,
everything's
boom,
flopping
boom.
around. You're going up
that's
and
all.
down.
Flopping, I mean, that boom, and that smack, man.
I think the water flume would be the best one. I don't
The
know.
log ride?
Yeah, there's like 4 naked people sitting in the log ride, hands up.
Y'all are working too hard. I'm just going to do the lazy river.
Lazy river.
Now, see, that's fun.
Lay it on your back.
Hey, kids.
Here comes Mike and little Mike.
Who did something naked that most people have not? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.